Bring your fishing poles, your cooler of beer, and some hardware. We're rebuilding our summer home.
Perfect. I'll bring the finger sandwiches.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Brett Hayes.
And I am Steven with a PH. And today we are going over my favorite horror movie of all time. This is one that I actually could not wait to rewatch. So excited, and it did not disappoint yet again. I think it might have been even better than the first time.
It does get better with more viewings. I mean, dude, Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Woo!
Holy crap, man. I remember the first time I saw this movie, it was, I think it came out after we got out of high school. So that would have been the first time that I saw it. And I laughed my ass off. I thought it was brilliant, man. Like, even though they made these characters kind of dim-witted, or at least one of the characters kind of dim-witted, I thought that they were so charismatic with how they did all the comedy and everything.
Absolutely.
And timing was perfect. I mean, we're going to get into all that, but this is a movie that we talked about when I pitched it to him. Of course, the first thing he wanted to talk about was how terrible Evil Dead 2013 was. And then on the his second viewing of it, he was like, actually, pretty good movie. The second one he wanted to talk about, he was like, and then maybe we can curve it out and do Tucker Dale versus Evil.
It's like, yeah, if I'm gonna have to suffer through this, I gotta have a little bit of enjoyment. Like, I remember the first time I watched this movie was back whenever we lived together, and you had to make it up for me for making me watch Evil Dead. So you're like, okay, we're gonna do Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Trust me, you're gonna love this one. And this one, literally at that finger sandwiches line, I was rolling on the floor, literally on the floor, crying, laughing, and we had to pause the movie. This one, I loved it ever since the first time that I saw it, and I cannot wait to get into it today. So give us the details on this.
Yeah, man. Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Sorry, it just it feels good to say it again. You know what I mean? It is an Evil Dead inspired movie, and I felt like after Evil Dead burned, we would want to come to this movie because no matter how well it did, we were like, we need a win.
Yeah.
And we got our win. It was directed by Eli Craig, who recently directed Clown in a Cornfield. So, which is an okay movie. I liked that movie. We can watch it at some point. Notable actors are tough for this movie because
they're all so good.
I liked it. I mean, the script called for some crazy people and some really dumb kids and some campy, or a lot of campiness to all of the college kids, except for Katrina Bowden's character. But Tyler Labine and Alan Tudyk are so good. Their chemistry is insane. And this does not come as a shock to anybody. We're going to go through those scores from Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and Letterboxd in a little bit. Everybody feels the same way we do, or at least most people do. Who's your actors? Do you have any?
Yeah, Alan Tudyk, I can't hate anything that he's in. I don't think I've ever seen him in a movie and been disappointed with at least his performance.
Talk about old Pirate Steve.
Oh my gosh, Steve the Pirate. We got back in high school. I was watching him in A Knight's Tale. He's been there for forever, and he's always great. But yeah, their chemistry was just absolutely incredible. And speaking to all the other, even the campy portions, one of my favorite things is when you take something just super, super ridiculous and then you just put all of the seriousness in the world to it. Where everyone just really played into their part, but they fully committed to it. Even Chad, he was just all in. And even though his character was just douchey and annoying at sometimes, you're like, he's playing this perfectly. This is exactly what the character needs to be. And then, just the chemistry with Tucker and Dale is it's something that I've never seen that chemistry with characters in any other horror movie. It just flows. You feel like they're good friends. You're actually invested in the relationship.
a little bit of that chemistry was present in final chapter in the first 5 minutes when they're in the car with Teddy and what's his name? Crispin Glover's character. That was really good chemistry.
Yeah. But I mean, this is still just this is the peak
better.
for me.
It's better. Yeah.
What's the scores on this one? Let's
okay.
see what the people have to say.
Sure. IMDb 7.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 85%, so 85% positive reviews. And Letterboxd 3.7 out of 5. The budget was only $5 million. Would you like to guess the box office?
$100 million is what this movie should have made.
You're right. No, it did not do well at the box office. Figures being reported anywhere from 4.7 million to $5.5 million. But make no doubt about it, this movie is worth watching. This is not a bad movie. I promise. I don't know what it went against at the box office. Whatever it was probably awesome. There also wasn't a big horror resurgence then, at least not for comedies. I mean, this was at the time that the later installments of Insidious were coming out. The Paranormal Activities were still in full effect. There was just a different level of horror going on.
Yeah, different era.
So the summary of this movie, right? Two guys they finally got their dream summer home, their vacation home, and they're going down there to fix it up, do a little bit of fishing, and drink some beer. That's all they want to do.
Sounds like all of a
sudden, dude, it is. All of a sudden, for no apparent reason at all, a bunch of college kids start killing themselves all over their property.
Whew. What a doozy of a day.
How do you know, officer? It's been a doozy of a day.
We will get there, but we open up on a POV from a camcorder. A man and a woman, they're doing some investigative journalism, walking through some old abandoned place. Woman is making fun of the dude for being a little scaredy cat. And as she walks through a door, she's immediately bludgeoned in the face by an unseen man. So the camera guy, he tries to make a break for it. Doesn't make it very far before we hear a thud against his head as well. Camera falls to the ground, showing us his bloody face, and then is picked up by a man with half of a face that we look at for a brief moment.
Would that cut. Man be like?
Don't worry, he'll come back. That's foreshadowing. That's good foreshadowing.
Is he is it like half a face because he could be like half hillbilly?
No, he looks like part of his face is like it's like Two-Face from Batman. Okay. Like he's
Two-Face in this movie.
He's real messed up. Yeah. So not only were we we're taking things from the Evil Dead franchise, we also dipped into DC a little bit. But we cut over to a group of teens that are headed out into the woods for a scenic getaway. There are a lot of them. I don't know how this truck holds that many people. There's like 8 of them or something. It's hard to keep up with names and stuff, but we got a lot of classic characters in there. We start off with Chad riding shotgun, giving us a crash course on alphas versus betas versus freaks. So these are very important things to know. Luckily, somebody brought a doobie, so Chad is a little bit easier to put up with. But as they're driving down the road, they suddenly they're getting passed by this truck. And they look over and see these 2 creepy looking hillbillies staring at them as they pass by in slow motion. So they continue on, but unfortunately someone forgot the beer. And so they have to stop at this very rural gas station to stock up.
That dead face pan that happens between both those guys as they're passing them in the truck. Dude.
Because if you look for longer, Dale doesn't look really intimidating. He just looks very like nothing's going on. He's just real zoned out. So they get to the gas station, and Tucker and Dale are actually already there. They're stocking up on supplies. The good old boy running the counter tells them the beer's in the back. Allison, she's She is our main girl. She's in the store there looking through things. It's like, do we need
Right.
bug spray? Grab some off the thing. Dale's face is sitting right behind the bug spray. And he quickly shuffles away and grabs a can himself to make it look like he was not staring creepily
Right.
through the shelves at her. So they get out of the gas station. Everybody's stocked up. Tucker and Dale have all their supplies, including a gallon of hard-boiled eggs.
Pickled
Eggs. Sorry. Yes, they were pickled eggs. So outside the gas station, Tucker and Dale, they've stocked up on their supplies, loading up the truck while Dale kind of ogles the hot college girls that are loading up their supplies, especially Allison. He's got an eye for her. She's pretty good looking.
Smoke show.
Yep. So Tucker says that, hey man, she's just a person. Just go over there and talk to her, see if she's interested. Dale, he really doesn't think very, very highly of himself, but Tucker gives him a little bit of a pep talk, and he gains the courage to go over there. Tucker tells him, hey man, look, if you get in a sticky situation, just smile and laugh. It'll kind of break the tension a little bit. So Dale walks over, but he's holding a large scythe, just like a real big, like Grim Reaper looking scythe. And he walks his hillbilly ass over to the campers and gives them a little laugh, a little chuckle, asks if they're going camping. And the kids are.
He says, how are you doing? And then just starts laughing.
Yeah. So luckily, though, with the girls all creeped out, Chad is there to use his karate skills to back up Dale and get him away. They all rush into the car, speed out of there, and go off. And Dale is just discouraged again about how he can't talk to women. He's just like, I can't do it, man.
I hated that for him because he like finally got the courage, brought along his emotional support side, and just couldn't get the job done.
I know, man. It's like you just getting judged. Like why are we judging people just based on appearances? Come on, man.
Based on scythes?
Based on scythes and overalls? That's what we're making our judgments on? Come on.
Well, all right. Overalls.
I mean, yeah, they have their place, but it's not very many places.
Mm-mm.
So they're driving down the road. Dale's lamenting about how bad he is with women. And suddenly Tucker spills a beer in his lap as he's getting pulled over by a cop, which leads to a fun scene of Dale trying to go over and grab the beer out of the floorboard, looking in kind of a compromising position if you were to just walk up. Dale's able to get up out of the floorboard off of Tucker's lap as the cop walks up to the window, and in that scuffle, Dale has lost his shirt. It is wide open, just tits out, and they are able to kind of play it cool. Say they're heading up to the new vacation home. Go fix it up, Figure little man time will do this guy some good. He's been striking out with the ladies. So cop then gives them a warning about going up into that mountain. He says there's nothing but death up there. You don't need to be going up there. And so they roll up then to their very dilapidated cabin that Dale thinks is just perfect. Spoiler alert, it is not. It's not.
No, it's bad. It's real bad.
State of disrepair. If it rains, there's going to be a problem. But they walk in, they see a dusty living room with some bones hanging from the ceiling and newspaper clippings about a string of murders and a Chubby's Chili Dog Depot buy two, get one free coupon. No expiration date. Okay. Jackpot. All right. Tucker then goes and leans on this post, this little load-bearing column in the middle of the room, and it tips over in its dilapidated state. Luckily, Dale jumps to the rescue. He's able to tackle Tucker before he is impaled by this swinging beam that is knocked loose, full of rusty nails. So meanwhile, the college kids they've made camp. We have our token black guy Jason. He's He is wondering, this is the eternal question of just like, does having a recurring dream about sucking a dick make you gay? Group consensus says it does. So that's real bad news for Jason. Chuck comes up to the fire. He asks if they want to hear a scary story, but Chad jumps in because he's got a real scary story about something that happened in these woods 20 years ago to this day. It's the Memorial Day Massacre. A bunch of college kids just like them were killed in the woods by a bunch of hillbillies. We flash back. We see a group of teens drinking in the woods, listening to music on the truck radio. All of a sudden, a grizzled hand changes the cassette in the radio. It's a hillbilly. He's armed with a saw blade that he throws into the face of the nerdy guy in the group.
Yeah, like some bluegrass playing, and the nerdy guy's like, "No, wait, guys, I like this.
Yeah, no, this is totally cool. I can jam out to this," and then gets a saw blade right to the dome. So then we then watch as all the teens are hunted down one by one. Chad says the only person that lived to tell the story was one woman. And then he's interrupted by Todd coming back into the camp and telling them, "Hey guys, there's a lake back there. Y'all want to go skinny dipping?" That's the classic thing for a group of college kids in a horror movie to do whenever there's a lake involved. We're gonna go skinny dipping. So dusk has now fallen. Tucker and Dale, they're out on the lake in their little fishing boat, having a grand old time, putting back a few cold ones. Tucker grabs the last beer in the cooler and then tells Dale, "Is like, hey man, you gotta start asserting yourself. Be more confident, but also don't fucking touch that other beer. That one's mine." So we see Allison then getting stuff from the car, and she hears a noise in the woods. It's actually just Chad fucking with her. He's got his little hatchet and he's like scraping against the car window like a little douche. And he then tells her, it's like, "Hey, you can drop the act, baby doll. Acting like you're better than everybody else." And she's like, "What are you? I don't think I'm better than everybody else." And he's like, "No, you are better than everybody else. We're better than everybody else." And then he goes in for a kiss, and Allie is not feeling it at all. She's not feeling it. She's like, "You're drunk. We can talk about this later. You need to stop." So the rest of the group, they're getting in the water, and they're having a good old time. And through the trees, Tucker and Dale's are seeing these naked kids running there. Tucker, he sees boobs and he's like, let's get a little bit closer. Dale, consummate gentleman, is just rowing the other way. It's like, "No, we're not gonna do that." But then as they're having their little commotion, Allie, who has climbed up onto a rock and started removing her clothes, she's startled, and she falls into the water, hitting her head. They argue back and forth for a little bit, but then they notice that she's not coming up out of the water. So they rush over there. Dale jumps into the water, pulls her up into the boat, and then the group of friends see their friend being pulled up into the boat by these two hillbillies that they were creeped out by earlier, and they freak out a little bit. Tucker calls out to him and is like, "Hey, we got your friend."
Oh my God, they got Allie.
They take it in the wrong way. So they all start running away screaming as Tucker wonders, "Why are you leaving your friend behind?" So they run back to Chad and they tell him that the hillbillies have Allison. Chad grabs a hatchet, runs to the lake as Tucker and Dale row away, but they're already gone. Back in the cabin, Allie wakes up from her coma with a bandage around her head, very confused about where she is. We then have the door swing open and Dale stands there carrying a tray, walking slowly towards her as she freaks out and says, "No, no, 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 no." And when she does that, Dale looks down at the tray and goes, "Oh no, you don't like pancakes." I do. I'll don't worry. I'll go make you something else. This is no more pancakes. And he runs away. So Allie is now scared and a little bit confused about what's going on. Meanwhile, the group is searching the woods for Allie. Chuck says it looked like one of the guys was eating her face. You know, never know what you're going to see.
Right.
They come upon the cabin. They are trying to figure out what to do. Back in the cabin, Dale has remade breakfast. He's gone with bacon and eggs this time for Allie, hoping she will like it a little bit better. And at this point, Allie is a little bit more chill, not as scared, and sees that, hey, maybe he's a nice guy. Dale,
Yeah.
he starts to explain what happened to her, how they were fishing, and she banged her head, and then her friends just like all ran away. She they tell her, hey, settle in, we're getting some work done, we're gonna find your friends and get you back to them. And she's asking if there's anything to do around this cabin. Luckily, this cabin came equipped with Dale's favorite board game, trivia. It's just a trivia board game that you move pieces around and then you have to answer questions. I'm not sure how the rules work. But back outside, the kids are playing rock, paper, scissors to see who goes in first. We are now at 4 out of 7. We're not doing the typical 2 out of 3. They've really been going in to figure out who's going to go in first. So meanwhile, Tucker's outside with a chainsaw. He's trying to clean up some dead trees. The kid Mitchell is the one that lost rock, paper, scissors, and he is slowly approaching the corner of the house where he hears someone around it. Suddenly he hears the chainsaw, and that's not good. But meanwhile, Tucker is sawing into this log, trying to break it down and clear some of this debris. But inside the log, there's a beehive that he cuts right into with that chainsaw, sending bees flurrying around, stinging all over the place. He's freaking out, starts waving the chainsaw around at him. And as Mitchell is slowly walking towards the cabin, Tucker runs out from behind the corner with the chainsaw, waving furiously, trying to get the bees away. The kids seeing this, they scatter into the woods as Tucker keeps running kind of with them. He and Mitchell are actually running side by side when Mitchell looks over at Tucker as he is running and doesn't see the large pointy stick that is right at chest level with him, and he just runs full steam ahead into that, and we get our first official death of the movie. Super fun. So back in the cabin, Dale and Allie, they're playing trivia. Dale is crushing it. He's cooking. He's like, no, I'm not smart. I just memorized all these information and I can remember a lot of random things.
Well, no, what does he say? He can memorize everything he's ever heard.
Yeah, that's the trick. He can memorize everything he's ever heard or seen. So but he's not smart though. He's a pretty dumb guy.
Right.
They start chatting. They're talking about Allie's dream of being a psychologist and helping people communicate better, because so many situations are just caused by terrible miscommunications. That's really all that it is. So Tucker then comes through the door, his face just covered in bee stings, large red welts. He pours a beer over his face to cool it down, and Dale offers to pull the stingers out for him. Tucker says that he saw her friend out there, but he must have been allergic to bees too, because he was running like hell. He did not see what was happening. He was too preoccupied with the bees to see that young man's fate. So Dale tells Allie, he's like, hey, you know what? You rest up. We're going to go out there, find your friends. And she just warns them, hey, be careful, because my friends, they can be a little judgmental. So the rest of the group, meanwhile, they've found Mitchell's body, and they think that this has been left here as a message to the rest of the group. Chad, he is starting to show his bloodlust. He's going a little bit crazy. He's ready to end this. He's like, we don't need the cops. We're going to take care of this.
Right.
But they hear Tucker and Dale coming, and they hide behind some brush. They overhear Dale talking about how he was beating the crap out of that smart college girl, talking about the trivia game, of course. College kids don't have that proper context. He says whenever they get back, he's going to finish her off real quick, and then they'll get back to all the chores and stuff. So kids are obviously thinking he is going to murder our friend. So Tucker's calling out to the college kids, can't find them. So Dale, you know what? He sees this hatchet in the tree, pulls that out, and carves a note for him in a log that says, "We have your friend." And granted, due to the limitations of carving with a hatchet, it looked a little creepy. It's just that weird block lettering, all caps. He used UR instead of YOUR. But they're thinking this is another message. So back at the cabin, Tucker and Dale, they're doing chores around the cabin. Tucker's running logs through the wood chipper. Dale, he's digging a hole for the shit house. I mean the crap house. I mean the outhouse. Allie, she comes and offers to help. She's like, "Hey, I was raised on a farm. I am no stranger to manual labor." Picks up a shovel, starts digging. And from a distance, the group is come back to the cabin. They see them. They think that they are making her dig her own grave.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, this is the time. We got to charge. It's now or never. Todd runs towards Dale holding a large sharpened stick that he's fashioned into a spear. Allie sees him charging and tells Dale to watch out. Dale turns, knocking Allie in the head with the shovel, knocking her out again. This woman is in the concussion protocol at this point. Like she has got to be out for at least a week, probably 2 weeks at this point.
Damn it. She took that hit better than Tua.
Yeah, that's true. So Allie is knocked out. They both fall into the hole as Todd charges forward. However, he trips over a branch, and the makeshift spear sticks into the hole in the ground, and then Todd falls on top of that chest first. We got another one down. So his body slowly slides down the stick as blood drips onto Dale while he freaks out a bit at the sight of blood. Meanwhile, Tucker is over throwing logs into the wood chipper, oblivious to any commotion that's going on due to the noise of this big machine. Mike is sneaking up behind him. He's got a small knife. He runs towards him with a surprise attack. He jumps at Tucker, but just as he jumps, Tucker leans down to grab another log, and Mike's body just hurls face first into the chipper. Tucker stands out and is like, "What is happening right now?" Trying to pull his feet out of the wood chipper. It finally comes screeching to a halt.
Don't worry, I got you, buddy.
Don't worry. So, are you okay? So Dale carries the unconscious Allie back into the house. Tucker walks in covered in blood. Dale asks, like, "What happened?" Tucker's like, "Some kid just chucked himself right into the wood chipper." Dale then tells him that one of the kids came running at him and speared himself right in the gut. Tucker's figured out what this is now. This is a suicide pact. These kids have obviously come out of the woods to do a big mass suicide, and they're trying to kill Allie too. They can't have anybody in the group not go through with it.
Whoa.
So they try to figure out what to do. Dale's like, should we call the police? And Tucker is wondering, what are we going to tell them? Heidi ho, officer. We've had a doozy of a day. There we were, minding our own business, trying to get some chores done, when kids just start killing themselves all over my property. Look, what looks like what happened is pretty messy. They need to get this thing cleaned up. They can't have the cops coming snooping around. So the remaining kids, they're trying to figure out their next move. Chad is sharpening his hatchet menacingly, waiting for the moment he gets to bury it into the skull of a hillbilly. He says, "You guys are such pussies. How often do we get the chance like this? The chance to live?" He's really into it. The others, they hear a siren approach, and they run towards it. One of the guys that had run off got in the truck and went to get help, and so he's coming back now with the cops. They all crawl into the cruiser, leaving Chad and his popped collar and sharpened hatchet to stew on his evil thoughts. Now, meanwhile, back at the property, Tucker and Dale, they are trying to get the lower half of Mike's body out of the wood chipper. They are finally able to dislodge it and drag him one leg each as the police officer pulls up to the property. So he gets out, a little worried about what's going on, and so Tucker is just like, "All right, Heidi ho, officer. We have had a doozy of a day. Tries to explain to them what's happening. Says their friends inside. We were trying to get them back to their friend. She got knocked out, but and then she got knocked out again.
Right.
So they're able to talk down the cop a little bit, and he's like, all right, we're gonna walk inside. They're like, do we look like a couple psycho killers to you? And we get a zoom out of them in their bloody overalls, with half of a man sitting.
Doesn't one of them like drop a leg? It does that.
Well, the comedic timing in this movie is just perfect, and there's so much of it. Like, you have to watch this movie because there's so many. I can't go through every amazing line and every amazing thing in this, but it's so perfect. So they take him into the house. He's checking Allie, making sure that she's not dead or her brain activity is still going. And the officer then goes and leans on the post from earlier. The guys try to stop him, but the nail-filled beam comes down, hitting him right in the face. He stumbles outside with the boards still stuck in his head. The kids in the cop cruiser are freaking out. All that they have seen are these two hillbillies walking inside with this cop, and then this cop comes out of the house with a board of nails just stuffed in his face. Not doing well. Once again, they have no context for what is going on. All their context is completely wrong. So he tries to radio for help, but falls over dead. Meanwhile, inside the house, Dale is yelling, "Tucker, I told you we should have fixed that beam." They're freaking out. Chuck climbs out. He grabs the officer's gun, points it at Tucker and Dale. He pulls the trigger, but it doesn't fire. And Dale's like, "You got the safety on. You gotta flip the little thing." He fumbles with the gun and accidentally shoots himself in the face. Then Dale screams, "You kids have to be more careful!" So Chad then rushes in, picks up the gun, and starts firing into the house as they run back inside. They've taken cover. Tucker is blaming Dale for this whole mess. If you hadn't been a good Samaritan having to save that woman, we wouldn't have been in this. Dale is saying this wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had to go fishing. I don't even like fishing. I know. Well, no, Tucker. It's not that I don't like fishing. It's just that,
you don't like fishing?
No, I don't. So, meanwhile, Chad is reloaded and he keeps shooting in there. Dale all of a sudden wonders, "Where's Jaggers? Where's my dog?" Chad has him hostage. Tucker then arms Dale with a nail gun to create a distraction, and he's going to sneak around the back, try to free the dog. So Dale breaks out the window, starts laying down suppressing fire with the nail gun. Tucker tries sneaking around. He's using a very sparsely covered branch as cover.
Yeah.
Just a walking tree limb walking through the woods. Chad is now threatening to kill the dog. It's like, "If you don't bring her out, I'm going to kill your dog." And Dale, "I'm going to be real mad if you do that." So he crawls around. He gets Jaggers free. Jaggers is able to escape, but then he's spotted. Looks up and says, "It's a beautiful day for a run, isn't it?" Takes off into the woods. They're running after him in hot pursuit. Mostly just Chad is running after him. Hides behind a log, but Chad finds him, delivering a nice 1-2 to the face, knocking him out. He wakes up and he is hanging upside down, strung up by his legs, with these college kids surrounding him. Mm-hmm. Chad puts the hatchet to his neck and says, "It's payback time." Tucker says to let him go, and he'll go grab his cooler. There's 10 to 12 beers in there. They're all yours. Chad says, he's not interested in getting a little tipsy. He's interested in avenging Mike. And so he slices at Tucker as we cut out. Back at the cabin, Allie has woken up again and asked Dale what happened, and he just breaks down crying. He's losing it, man. He is not prepared for this much death. He didn't even like killing fish. Like, he is really having a hard time. So she helps calm him down and asks what happens. And he says They're out there trying to kill Tucker, and all of your friends, like, I don't know if they're on medication, but they must be off of it. Because they've just come in here, they're starting to kill themselves, they're trying to kill my dog. So she decides, she's like, we got to try to clear things up. She hears them outside. She goes out, sees the carnage, all the bodies scattered about, and sees a little wrapped up cloth on the porch. So she grabs it, pulls it in. It was just a piece of Tucker's shirt was left on the porch, and inside are 2 of Tucker's fingers. Oh my gosh, they cut off his bowling fingers. There's also a note inside the little parcel that says, "We got your friend now. Try and get him." So Dale, he's motivated now. You're not going to mess with my dog and my friend after cutting off his bowling fingers. What are you doing? He grabs a machete off the wall. He says he's going to go find Tucker. She tries to stop him, but he's got to go out there. And she just warns him. It's like, hey, my friends can be a little judgmental. It's like they judged you as creepy when they first saw him. And he's come to the realization. I should have known if a guy like me talked to a girl like you, somebody would end up dead. Another just fantastic line for this movie.
So good.
Delivered with just utmost sincerity.
I know.
And it was perfect. Dale goes out to search for Tucker. He's calling for him as he walks through the foggy woods, finds him still hanging up, wrapped up by his feet, hanging upside down. And he's got to go save his boy, but he's trying to warn him. Tucker's trying to warn him. Dale, it's a trap. It's a trap. Dale trips on a tripwire on the ground, which sends a sharpened stick hurling into the ground, sticking right between Dale's legs, just narrowly missing the family jewels. This is when Dale says, "I never thought I'd be glad that I'm not hung like a bear." So they cut Dale down to get him back to the cabin. Chad and the remaining kids, they're using Dale's absence to sneak into the house to save Allison. They get in there and she's confused about why they're freaking out so much. It's like, what? No, these guys have been nice. They're totally fine. They think she might have a little bit of Stockholm syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, he's convinced that this place is evil and has to burn it to the ground. Grabs a can of gasoline and starts spreading it around. Allie is convinced this is all one big misunderstanding. And whenever they think that she might have Stockholm syndrome, Chad freaks out a little bit. It's like, you're in love with Dale when I'm right here? Like, you're loving these hillbillies instead of me? What the heck? That's when Tucker and Dale burst in and say, "Let her go." Okay. Allie then jumps in between the two that are ready to kill each other and tries to mediate. It's like, how about I make some tea, we'll all sit down, and we'll all talk this out. And then that's when we get just one of the funniest lines in the movie where Tucker says, "Oh, great, I'll bring the finger sandwiches," holding up his nubby hand. So they sit down, on one side of the table each. Allie comes in with some tea, as long as it's not chamomile, because Chad's allergic to chamomile tea. It's like, no, this is Earl Grey. Don't worry, everybody loves Earl Grey. It's all good. So she sits down. She says, like, each of you explain your side of the story. So Chad starts off. His parents were killed in the Memorial Day massacre 20 years ago by hillbillies just like them. That lone survivor from the Memorial Day massacre, that was Chad's mom.
No way.
Yep. This mom fought off those attackers and escaped. Dad wasn't so lucky. His body was never found. By the time he was born, his mother was already institutionalized. He was raised by his grandmother, and he's been having that fear of hillbillies ever since. Okay. Thank you for sharing with us, Chad. Now, outside, Chloe and Jason, they're sneaking up trying to see what's going on. Because if Chad wasn't back in 15 minutes, they're supposed to come in and get him. They see them inside drinking tea, and Jason thinks that they're trapped. They have to do something. So back inside now, it's Dale's turn to speak. And look, he's really sorry about what happened to Chad's family, but he didn't have anything to do with it. He can't. Once again, he can't even hurt a fish. Like ask Tucker. It's like, yeah, no. Tucker backs him up. Can't hurt a fish. So Dale's feeling a lot better after getting all that off of his chest. But then that's when Jason bursts into the house with the chainsaw weed eater thing and says, "It's showtime, freaks." Tries to shove it into Tucker's face, but he ducks, and Naomi is right behind him. And so she takes the saw blade to the face instead. Chad uses the commotion to flip the table on top of Dale, tries to hit him with the hatchet, but misses. Tucker punches him and gets Dale up, but Chad grabs the lantern and throws it at them. It goes right in between them and hits Jason, lighting him on fire using that leftover gasoline from earlier. Chloe tries to put him out, grabs a jar of liquid. They say, no, don't do that. It was just more gasoline. So she throws it on him, and he just goes completely up in flames. Yeah. They're screaming at him, "Stop, drop, and roll. He's crackling like a log." Freaking out. The fire is spreading. It's starting to move towards the gas cans on the ground. They rush out, grabbing Allie, but Chad is grabbed by Naomi and can't get out in time. They jump off the porch as the house explodes in a giant fireball. Allie is feeling really bad about her therapist skills. And Dale's trying to reassure. It's like, hey, I think we're really close to a breakthrough there. Tucker, though, is focused on the house, and he sees Chad's half-burned body rise to the floor, still holding his hatchet, ready to kill.
Well, they say maybe it's like tuckered out or something like that.
Yeah, so he pulls up, pops his inhaler, and is just ready to go again. So Tucker, they get into the car, get into the truck, trying to finally get it to start and drive away. But Dale is looking back at the house instead of the road and ends up crashing into a tree. So Dale wakes up, can't find Allison. Tucker lays by a tree, gasping for breath. Chad took Allie. Dale says this is all his fault. He never should have talked to Allie, and that's when Tucker's had to know. No. Okay, you are a good man, Dale. All right. Tells a story about back whenever they were younger and used to catch frogs. He always said that he let Dale win. But no, Dale was just quicker at catching those frogs. He was always better than Tucker was. He says he thinks that girl sees him for who he really is. And maybe they can go on a date when this is all over, okay? Because he is a good man. All right. You're smart, strong, and you're not as ugly as you think you are. And she needs you now more than ever, especially since she keeps falling down and hitting her head all the time. Yeah. She needs you there to help. And so Dale, he's got his confidence back. He's going to do it. How's he going to find her, though? Luckily, he's got Jaggers. The tracker sent down to the old sawmill. So inside the sawmill, Two-Faced Chad has tied Allison to a log on the sawmill and tells her that she needs to apologize and come back from this hillbilly life, and then gives her a really gross, bloody kiss. Then we hear a door bang somewhere. Dale, he's found the tool shed, equips himself with like a chainsaw, a welder's mask, bursts in to go untie Allie. She's very grateful. Thank you for saving me. And he's like, it's no big deal. I was headed this way anyway. Chad then comes over the PA with a creepy message, letting them know that this is the end for them. The saw that Allie is tied to starts up, and the log starts moving closer and closer to the blade. Dale tries to use the chainsaw to cut the rope, but Chad drops from the ceiling, knocking him back. They fight, go after it. All the while, Allie's head is moving closer and closer to that blade. The blade has reached the wood now. Dale is trying to get up and get Chad out of the way so he can save his lady. He throws the hatchet, at Chad, and it actually hits the rope that's holding Allie, freeing her just in the nick of time. That's when Chad is like, "It's time for you to feel my pain." And Dale grabs the chainsaw and says, "Bring it, you frat bitch." So they face off, Dale with a chainsaw and Chad with his lead pipe. Dale's able to get the other hand, knocking Chad to the ground. And then he just tosses the chainsaw at Chad and runs away, trying to get Allie out of there. They run upstairs into an office and barricade the door. They look around for weapons and don't find anything really, except there is a box of chamomile tea up there. I don't know if you guys remember about chamomile tea. There is a box of chamomile tea up there. Allie has found a newspaper clipping about the massacre in the office, and they start to finally put the pieces together. They look at the hillbilly that was arrested for those murders, and it looks just like Chad. They had said that his mom was essayed and beaten and everything by the hillbilly. So it turns out she wasn't already pregnant with Chad. She got pregnant with Chad that night. So then Chad burst through the door with a chainsaw. And they start to convince him that, no, Chad, you're part hillbilly too. And this is just something that Chad cannot come to terms with. He freaks out at the news and charges Dale in an attempt to kill the hillbilly, hoping to kill the hillbilly inside of him. But Dale's quick on the draw. Boom! Face full of tea leaves, giving him an allergic reaction to chamomile. And don't worry, it's okay. He knows some smart stuff about chamomile that he read one time and memorized forever. But don't worry, he's going to be okay as long as he gets his inhaler. Chad then stumbles back through the window and falls down to his death. So inhaler didn't really help at all. So we cut to the hospital where Tucker is watching the newscast, and Dale comes in to visit him. He's all hopped up on prescription painkillers, and the doctors even found his fingers. Kinda like one of the fingers is a little bit off, at least, but he's got his fingers back. It's a great day, and Dale has brought him an ice cold PBR. Nothing will heal the body like an ice cold PBR in this situation. So Dale, he tells him to rest up, and he goes to leave, but Tucker stops and he's like, "Dale, have you asked him? Have you asked yet? Have I asked what? Have you asked Allie out on a date yet?" Dale is hemming and hawing. He's like, "I was going to," but it's like, and Tucker is just so annoyed, man. Even after all this, you can't get up the courage to ask this woman out. Turns out Dale found out Allie's a pretty good bowler, and they're actually going bowling later that day. So at the lanes, Allie gets a strike. Maybe it's beginner's luck, and Dale's talking to one of his other hillbilly friends. He's kind of in the Tucker role now, giving this guy the little pep talk that he needs to have the confidence to go approach a woman. He says he needs to go after what he wants, and that guy's convinced. He's like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go and talk to this girl." Dale says, "Just be yourself, man." So he runs off. Allie comes and sits down, and he's got a present for her. It is a pink bicycle helmet, so that she doesn't hit her head as much.
Yeah.
She apologizes for what happened, but Dale says that he had a good time, except for all the killing and stuff. Like, I had a good time. He tries to stumble through telling her how he feels when she interrupts by just laying a big old smooch on him. She feels the same way, guys. And then in the background, we hear a woman screaming after being approached by the other hillbilly friend. But Dale can't be bothered with any of that. He goes back to Smooch and Allie, and they live happily ever after. Perfect movie. No notes.
Yeah. Yeah. What a great movie. Where do we even begin? I won't go through everything. I'm not going to glaze the movie like that. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm going to go ahead right now. I recommend it. It is recommended for all audiences.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Only 5-star movie so far.
5-star movie. Yep. and I want to tell you why. The movie looks good.
It
They've
really
got
does.
some actually really good shots in here. We kind of glazed over it, but when Mitchell is running through the forest, he's the first kid of that current group to die. And he's impaled on the log. The bee lands on his nose, the lights change and stuff like that. You see the realization, it gets colder around him, and he unfortunately dies. But that was a really good like scene. That was really shot. I really liked that. I liked man. I liked that every time in this movie that we had chamomile tea. What was the other big one I was thinking about earlier? The load bearing
Column.
post.
Yeah.
Those weren't things that were just like, let's zoom in on it and this will come in later. Like it was something that happened like very quickly, and they were like, oh geez, hey, could have got you. We got to fix that later. And then they kept moving immediately.
The chamomile tea line is so conversational. It just seems part of it, and it flows so well with the other ones. Like Earl Grey. Oh yeah, no, I love Earl Grey. Like everything's like, and it's just so quick. But then as soon as you see the box of chamomile tea and the thing, you're just like, okay, all right, this is coming back. And so they did the foreshadowing very well.
Yeah, and you're thinking he's gonna make it back to his inhaler? No, because he falls out of the window, and you're like, oh shit, okay. Like I don't know, man. Like it's very smartly written for such a dumb movie. It is a dumb movie. This is a dumb movie. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It is a fun. Have your friends over, have a couple, whatever your vice is, or if you're straight edge, you just want to have some popcorn and enjoy your night. This is the movie, man. What are you doing waiting? The film, every time I think about watching it, I get excited. Like, this is that movie I want to see. The acting is so good in this movie. So everybody plays their parts. And you usually get annoyed by characters like Chad, which he has lines that you roll your eyes at. But he also has lines that are really fucking funny. Yeah. Like when he calls everybody a pussy after sitting there, like, we got to call the cops. And he's just like doing the hatchet. And you're like, what's wrong with this guy?
Once again, he's fully committed. Fully committed to the role, and like he knew what he was supposed to do and what his character was, and so it worked. It wasn't one of those like campy things that you're just like groaning at. It was something that works. Like, hot take, this is the best acting and best dialogue out of any horror movie that I have ever seen. Granted, I haven't seen a ton of them, but where it does, this is best dialogue. Like, everything works so well. There were so many just like little jokes in there that you almost like don't notice them, but like you're just chuckling the whole time at them. And it's, once again, the chemistry with Tucker and Dale is just perfect, and you feel like they really are those old friends that have been just with each other for decades.
Yeah, the script writing on here was such a breath of fresh air, because every single piece of dialogue worked.
Yeah,
there wasn't a point in time where you're like, why are we fluffing this, or why did you just say something like weird to move us on to the next thing? It didn't happen. The special effects in this movie are good.
Yeah,
they're
wood chipper scene. Fantastic.
So good. And you have a little bit of CGI in there. It didn't bother me. It wasn't wasn't crazy.
Egregious.
No, not at all. I have so much fun watching this movie. It's a pleasure to watch every time I see it. I do want to see it again. I'm not on that, again. Right. I mean, I'm not on that multi times a year watching it. I definitely usually watch it during the summer. And it's just it's a good like palate cleanser, because you're getting such a smart movie, you're getting such a fun movie, and it never disappoints. And what he said earlier about like little jokes, there are some jokes that are so funny that will have you like laughing out loud that you might miss the second part of that, or you might miss the facial acting that they're doing right after it's delivered and stuff like that. That it just gets so much better after you see it again.
Yeah, you notice all those little things on the second and third time through, and it's just it's so well done. Like you said, no wasted lines. There's no wasted action or anything like that. Everything flows really, really well. It's not choppy like some of these horror movies can be, going back and forth. Like it all makes sense, and yeah, it is just that like I said before, I love whenever you can take something that is just so completely ridiculous and just put the most amount of seriousness and that you can into it. Like,
Yeah.
did you ever see that American Vandal series on Netflix a while ago?
No.
So this was a series where like they did it's a documentary style series, like real or these kids making a documentary, and it's going through who drew dicks on all the teachers' cars at the school.
Okay.
And it is just like it is, I think it's like an 8-part docu-series on this. And it is just like they take it so seriously, and it's so intense, but it is the most ridiculous thing that is just taken so seriously, and it makes it even funnier. And it makes it just work so much better. So
Yeah.
I love this movie. I will forever love this movie. It will
Oh yeah.
always be my favorite horror movie.
And considering the budget, $5 million to
Yeah.
put this out, and this is a well done movie. We have watched movies that did not look this good with a budget 2 times that or three
Yeah.
times that in some cases. And it's just such a breath of fresh air. I went ahead and read a little bit more about the budget because I was really interested in the box office because I didn't know that this was in theaters. I did not see it in theaters. And so when I was reading through, they were like, yeah, save money on the budget. They were just picking out places. They weren't using sets. They weren't building a bunch of sets. They're picking rural places and like using what they had on hand, which every time that we've watched a film that people are like, oh, this is one of the greatest films ever, a lot of it has to do with practical effects. And another thing has to do with like shoestring budgets. The creativity is going. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't call this a shoestring budget, but it's on the lower end. So
I mean, most of the horror movies we've gone through, they've had budgets in the 20 millions. It's like
well,
10 million plus.
right. We've seen a lot of big time horror movies on this channel so far, and we will get to smaller ones and smaller budgets and stuff like that. But yeah, now I will get into a couple nitpicks.
Okay.
A couple nitpicks. When they crash the car and they take Allie, and he hates these hillbillies so much but doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Why?
That's true.
The dog.
But maybe he wanted to see the life leave their eyes. He can't, if they're unconscious, it's not that fun.
Wake him up.
He's gonna make a game out of it.
Okay. The dog serves no purpose in this except for a throwaway funny line of, if you kill
He
my
finds
dog,
Allie.
I'll be so mad.
He's the one that leads. He's the one that tracks the scent and is able to track her down. I will defend this movie till my dying day.
I don't know about that. The ending for me is a little drawn out. I don't really care that they went bowling. The helmet thing is funny. It's a throwaway joke. The guy screaming in the background as they're kissing, it's a throwaway joke. Very funny. At that point, I've laughed for an hour and a half. I'm good with the ending of the movie. Ended on the high note. We know they live happily ever after. This is not news to anyone.
You gotta have them kiss at the end. That's you gotta bring it full circle. So
have them kiss over Chad's dead body, or what they suspect is dead, because that's obviously him in the beginning of the movie, killing the reporters that go in there after the massacre.
Yep.
Have them do that, and then it wakes him up, or he sees it and he's got the rage still or something. I don't know, set yourself up for a sequel that will never happen because it bombed at the box. But also and more into the ending of that, just the direction of the movie that it takes in that last 15 minutes. Did we have to have the car crash where he doesn't kill him? All of my issues are really at the end of the movie. So we could have wrapped it up better. So the ending, which I don't like to nitpick endings. Endings of movies are tough, and I get it. Everybody plays the sideline quarterback. Everybody has the power of, what's that called? Where you can see hindsight, power of hindsight. I'm not saying I would have done any better. I would have wrapped it up quicker, I think. But Yeah, this movie's awesome. It's a 5-star movie.
Fantastic.
You should watch it. It is
Absolutely.
as just a straight comedy. If you're not a horror fan,
Yeah, if you're not a horror fan, you'll even like this movie because they don't go like crazy with the gore. I mean, there's some. It's not like an Evil Dead where it's
The
just
wood
buckets
chipper.
of blood and raining down. The wood chipper is probably the bloodiest scene, but it's so funny that you can't be scared of it. When you have Alan Tudyk just like hanging on this dude's leg, you get him out of there. Yeah, you can't freak out about the blood. You're too busy laughing.
Because it's a comedy and a full-on comedy. It's a horror comedy, not really a black comedy. It's not really fucked up jokes or anything. But what is your top 3 funniest moments of this movie? What are your top 3 funniest moments?
And that's so. I mean, number one for me was just from nostalgia's sake was the finger sandwiches line. That one was just so perfectly delivered.
Yeah.
I also did love the line of I knew if I talked to a girl like you, somebody was going to end up dead. That one was great. And then yeah, like the wood chipper scene and just like the cop, just the howdy ho officer, we've had a doozy of a day. That whole sequence was just like fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, for me, number one is the ending of the chipper scene, and as they're walking up with that body, the Heidi Ho officer, the dropping of the leg, the entire scene is so funny. My second favorite scene in the movie has got to be where the kid's got the gun. It's in the same thing as the cop, and he
oh, you got the safety zone.
Because it just happens. So, like, I mean, you kind of know it's going to happen because he's flipping the gun around, but you know,
Dale's just trying to be helpful. It's like, you kids got to be more careful.
Right.
So, just every one of Dale's like lines is just like, he's crackling like a log. Just all of his just screaming protestations and exclamations were so well done.
I would say my third one is in the car, either in the car or with the scythe. This scythe the first time I saw it, I was dying.
It's got me. It's a perfect, just kind of like perfect, just little amuse bouche for the comedy you're gonna get the rest of the time. It's
Dude,
like
and
started off.
Prospective filmmakers, take note. The delivery of these lines. These are not A-list actors. Nobody in this movie. I mean, we've got 3 people that went on to do more stuff or at least get more work. I mean, I think Alan Tudyk is severely underrated.
Oh, 100%.
If you haven't seen Resident Alien, go watch it. It's a good series, and he's great in it.
Yeah. No, he's been around forever, but he's just never been that like lead guy. He's always been that like character actor, but he plays those characters so well.
Gosh.
Well.
Tyler Labine, I mean, if you're like a medical show fan and you haven't seen New Amsterdam, he's really good in it, and it's a completely different character. He's not some idiot or anything. Like, he's the head.
Kid's got range.
Yeah, and then Katrina Bowden, she's been in a ton of movies. She's a smoke show. She's a really great actress. Yeah, but these people went on to do other stuff. And some of their stuff, Tyler Labine had been in a bunch of CW shows and stuff like that before this movie. But yeah, I mean, just take note. Just find people that can deliver it, that have the energy for it, not that goofy energy, because nobody had goofy energy in this movie.
Yeah.
They played it straight on an insanely wild script. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I don't have anything more to say about the movie. Do you?
No, man. Once again, just go watch it. It's great. Yeah, you'll have a great time. Watch it by yourself. Watch it with some friends. Watch it sober. Watch it intoxicated. Doesn't matter. You're gonna have fun. You can't have a bad time watching this movie. So
I recommend watching this with friends, because when I saw it, I was dying laughing. When I saw it with Steven, it was 10 times funnier.
Even
because
better.
It's infectious. Yeah, like It's something
Absolutely.
that you might not have thought or caught earlier. Somebody will start laughing, and then it's great.
And once again, you can even watch it with your non-horror movie friends, and they'll probably be okay with it. If they're not, you shouldn't be friends with them. That's a lesson for you.
That's a great.
But,
Yeah.
So subscribe, do all of the things, share us around. We do have some people talking about out there about it. You were recognized in public already, so the word's spreading about Horror and the Hater. We're cooking with gas now. So do all the things. Follow us on the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll keep on doing this for as long as we can stand it.
That's right. Well, man, it's been Horror and the Hater. We'll catch you later.